Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. For this video, we'll be going through an unboxing of the 1-24 Governor Heavy Armor Type Rook. Not too sure what the name's supposed to mean, but it is what it is. And this particular kit is from HEXA, released by Kotobukiya back in 2022. Now, I will have a link to the Rook over at HobbyLink Japan, as well as a wider range of HEXA kits as well. So that's pretty much where I picked it up from. So front of the box of the heavy armor type Rook, and whilst I'm not always a huge fan of white armor types and things like that, because generally you need to do a little bit of effort to make them look really good, I will admit I do like the look and aesthetic, and some of the other pictures on the back of the box will illustrate why. So front of the box of the Rook, looking really cool, and it does look like there will be some degree of asymmetry between the arms. Not a lot, but just enough, while the rest will look symmetrical. There we have just another shot of the Rook at the bottom, pretty much just a copy of the front art. So in terms of the back of the box, so have a shot of the Rook from a bit of a front angle, shot from the rear, and some of the action / dynamic articulation poses that the Rook will be capable of. And that's actually quite nice, given he's doing a bit of a, I guess, a bit of a crouching lunge with his big hand down, pointing upwards. Very cool. We do have a wider range of collection of these other Governor types. I'm not too sure what these two are because it's still unfortunately in Japanese, and we do have a nice little item showing some of the customization effects that can be done. So overall, these HEXA kits do actually look quite interesting. But yes, I do quite like the look of the Rook. It's a very interesting look, and for some reason, as I was preparing the video, I was looking at it and thought, for some reason I'm getting some weird Reinhardt vibes from Overwatch. Yeah, there you go. Would it be nice to see this in different colours? Of course, then that's just me. So, box done. Time to crack open the box and basically go through the manual and the included runners. And with everything out of the box, and a decent array of runners. I didn't keep count, but we'll see them in a moment. Front of the manual for the Rook in the usual HEXA format, and then on the back we do have a color guide, unfortunately in Japanese, but we do also get a color variation of the Rook. Still in the lighter color scheme, probably more of a blue and an ivory maybe, but not too bad. Would be nice to see what it looks like in a darker scheme. Standard inclusions in the inside. Obviously, for those who don't live in Japan, a bit of a useless piece of paper. We do see the parts list and obviously your basic instructions. And then otherwise, it's pretty much go through the build. Now, interestingly enough, now, I'm not sure if this means we can build two different hands, or you have to build one or the other, or the thumb is interchangeable. When I finally actually do the build, I guess we'll find out. Otherwise, going straight through the rest of the build, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, Kotobukiya don't exactly make difficult kits. At least in terms of putting them together, but they do like their small parts, so there's definitely a few, but hopefully they're nothing too bad, at least nothing compared to a Ava, hopefully. And we do have the final assembly here as well, and just some final bits and pieces about compatibility, combinations, things like that as well. So yeah, pretty stock standard manual for the Rook. Now, before we get to the runners, we do get the included little archive card, which just has that very nice artwork of the Rook, as well as some additional, I guess, soldiers. And then we do have more information on the back. Unfortunately, for those who cannot read Japanese, it's, yes. I'm sure there's some very nice backstory on that card, but that's that. getting used to seeing those. So now, can I try and organize myself? Okay, let's go through these runners. Runner A, in probably a bit of a graphite, most likely some of your joint parts. But we do have some detailing on these pieces as well, so that's always a nice thing to see. We have, surprisingly, we have two Bs in that same graphite. Now the Bs are carbon copies of each other, literally part for part, so I'm wondering if this does your left and your right for the hands and some other joints, but either way, we have two of those. We have a single C runner, still in that graphite. Single D runner, still in graphite, but looking at probably more joint type parts. Moving away into some different colors, we have a nice sizable E runner in white. So this will be the external armor parts. Now they're not heavily detailed, but there's definitely some detailing options in there. So I think playing with those should definitely help pop out some of those armor panels and things like that, especially with the white. So that was the E runner. We have a small F runner, still in white. No G, but we'll do go straight to H, still in white. In fact, a lot of these will still be white. We have two I runners, still in white, and 100% carbon copies of each other. We have a J in a... I was going to say yellow, but it could also be an orange. But either way, it is a translucent light, maybe a light orange, yellow of some description. So we do have one of those. We have two PCA polycap runners in a bit of a dark grey. So it's just a whole heap of these little A polycaps. We do have a normal PC runner, which has additional polycaps. Now this would be interesting, or maybe not. I was thinking about the whole pre-snipping concept that I do. So even though there are a heap of A's on PCA and PC, the A's are different between the two. So if you do like to pre-snip everything out, I don't think that is going to be a problem. Just in case, if you're worried that you completely forget which part is which. We do have this, I don't even know what they're supposed to call this, these little hand manipulator option part stem, either. So we have different pairs of hands and different poses, which is cool. It's very nice that we do get these. And lastly, and I remember this time, there is one loose piece of plastic in the box. I have kept in the plastic bag because it is one of those pieces where, and I think it's only pre-painted on one side. It does have some pre-paint. In fact, it's only pre-painted on one side where you can actually see that blue. And I think that's just part of the head visor, so be mindful of that. And that's pretty much all the parts for the Rook. So that will bring us to the end of the unboxing of the 1-24 Governor Heavy Armor type Rook. Does look very cool. We'll probably take a few minutes to better understand some of the early steps about the hands. I got the impression it's either build left or build right, not build both, but time will tell. Plus I wasn't looking specifically at the parts build, so that would have been an easy way to tell whether it is a unique left and unique right, or it was the same parts with minimal additional extras. But as I said, time will tell. Thank you very much for watching this unboxing video. Feel free to leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. All of this does help support the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account. Link to that is in the description below. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there will be links to the Rook and to other HEXA gear kits over at Hobby Link Japan in the description as well. Stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in a future video of whatever content strikes your fancy, hopefully. See ya.